Absolutely huge savings right now at Coppel. New Sierras and new Silverados have a double whammy. Choose from APR starting at 1.9% or discounts over $9,000. Yes, that's right, 1.9% APR or discounts of over $9,000. So please take that short money-saving drive down 144th Street just south of the interstate or check us out online at coppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
Nobody goes to McDonald's more than you. Nobody.
No,
every meal,
I agree
every
with that.
call. I mean,
don't go
every meal.
Every morning you're there.
Every morning goes to
every
McDonald's
single
every day.
I do it. Oh, I go every day.
Is it?
Yeah,
How many
that's what I
times?
mean. That's a lot.
How many?
I mean, sometimes
I'm
twice
saying
a
in
day.
the next year I go 9 times. I
That's
go
high
9.
for me. I'm not going 9
Oh,
times
I mean,
to
7
McDonald's.
times
Yeah.
a week. 7
Yeah.
times a week.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of
Every
times
day.
though. You go more than once a day.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, so I'm telling you. So it's
But I just
500.
get coffee.
But you go 500 times a year. That's a lot. Of times a year. The most I'm at is 9. I'm at 9. Jake's at 4, and you're at 500.
I say 4 to 5 for myself.
So I said 9. You said
Put
500.
it that way.
It is. Just do the math.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Erick Strickland.
Strickland for 3. And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Presented by NEPCO. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Welcome into a Tuesday edition of On the Block. Strick and Austin with you for the next couple hours here on 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com. Brought to you by NEPCO. If you're looking to start your new career today, they're hiring all across the company, 26 companies across Nebraska. Check it all out at nebcoinc.com. Big thanks to our guy Delco Day for hooking us up with lunch today. Appreciate him. Tomorrow, 8 to 11 a.m., Heavenly Waffles in the building. Check out our social media for the menu. Make sure you get down here, see Chef Bob, and it's tasty. You won't want to miss it again. 8 to 11 tomorrow. Heavenly Waffles here in the building. All right, we already have a comment here, Stricky. Someone's asking.
Red Riles.
Braxton Mia, any update? Nothing official, but sources have posted the image of Fred Hoiberg sitting on his phone in the stands that has come to be known as the signal of news forthcoming for Nebraska men's basketball. So not saying, just saying, seems like Braxton Mia, the 7'1", 250-pound center out of Fresno State and then Washington, looks like he's going to be a Husker, Stricky.
I think that's a good get if you get him. Nebraska hasn't had that kind of size and somebody who can kind of navigate the paint, be a defensive rim stopper. It's going to allow your defense to be more aggressive than it has been in the past because
that's a true
in the
rim
past
protector.
you've relied on rotations. In this you've got a guy who's got great footwork, great timing. Even if you have something drop off, can get back and challenge, as opposed to in the past you pretty much, if you didn't have a good rotation to be able to get hands on balls, deflections, or steals, you pretty much was lost out. But it's good to have somebody that's got that kind of space that can eat up that you haven't had in a while.
Absolutely. We will definitely keep our ear to the ground on that, and as soon as it breaks, we will let you know. Here's this, Strick, NBA playoffs, because we're talking NBA next segment. The Thunder got one basket from a player older than 25 during their sweep of the Pelicans, became the youngest team in NBA history to win a playoff series. They passed the 2011 Thunder with KD, Russ, and James Harden. The Thunder look like they're here to stay. Minnesota looks like they have a few years, and Denver's not exactly old. We might have this 3-team race at the top of the West for another 4 or 5 years.
It seems like the power has shifted back west again, because we saw it in the overall standings throughout the season. We saw that probably from top to bottom, the West 1 through 5.5, maybe 6, are pretty much stronger than the top 3 in the East, right? You get below the top 3, 4 in the East, it kind of starts to get lackluster to it, right? I mean, Philly's dangerous, but even with Embiid, I mean, I think season Embiid is way different than playoff Embiid. Big time difference, right? There's different players that are like that. Season D'Angelo Russell is way better than playoff D'Angelo Russell. Shout out to AD, man. He had a great series, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. He played his tail off outside of being soft as cottonelle at times. But the playoffs this far, Austin, let me throw it to you. At this far, as you've watched this playoffs, what's your initial take? Even starting from back to the play-in games, do you feel it's giving you interest, or do you feel it's just the dominance is kind of showing and proving? Or you're watching a change of the guard, and like, what are you getting out of it at this point?
I think it's been entertaining enough for what it is. It's not maybe the best playoffs, only 2 series at 2-2 right now. Clippers and Mavs, and then tonight you get the other 2-2 series in the East between Cleveland and Orlando. I've been pretty interested, Strick, but where does the NBA go from here? We'll answer that question. Want your thoughts when we get back here to On the Block and 93.7 The Ticket.
The following is a test of the emergency alert system.
Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for Ready Mixed Concrete, Husker Concrete, and Beatrice Concrete. Nebco offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for CDL training. Apply today and start your new career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. From Nebco's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
At Doane University, we build leaders, and that means your success and achievements come first.
At Doane University, your future is uniquely yours, and our world-class liberal arts education is just the beginning.
We invite you to schedule your campus visit and experience why Doane University will start you on your journey to your future career.
Learn more by scheduling your personal campus visit today at doane.edu/visit. See you soon.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, initially probably sunny skies and breezy conditions with an afternoon chance of showers and storms. See a high around 80. Tonight, a chance of showers, storms early and mainly clear with a low around 48. And tomorrow, more showers and storms with a high around 69. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
There's more time to save big at Bonzall Pool & Spa with their extended Double the Savings sales event. Now through April 30th, buyers can take advantage of up to $1,500 in savings when they purchase a new hot spring spa. Visit the Bonzall Pool & Spa showroom at 33rd and Pioneers or visit their website at www.bonzallpool.com to learn more about this hot sale. Act now because this offer ends April 30th. Bonzall Pool & Spa, every day made better. Spring is here. It's time to get back outside and into proper shoes this year. Brown Shoe Fit is the place to buy this spring with their sale on athletic shoes. Get $15 off any regular price athletic shoes with respected brands like Hoka, Brooks, New Balance, and On Running. And don't forget, Browns carries a large arrangement of sizes and widths to fit your feet properly. Start your spring off right at Brown Shoe Fit, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln. At Fairway Meat Market, your family. And as part of the family, they want to save you money in your meat and groceries. Now through May 5th, enjoy Cinco de Mayo specials. USDA choice skirt or flank steak for $9.99 per pound. Thin slice carne asada, $8.99 per pound. Party-sized Frito-Lays, $3.88 per bag. And 24 packs of Budweiser or Bud Light for just $17.99 each when you buy 2. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn. Soulful Casino in Havelock is a family-owned business, providing incredible food and service that'll have you craving more with every bite. Soulful Casino offers everything from pulled pork to fried chicken, catfish, ribs, and even quesadillas. You want sides? They've got them. From fries, green beans and baked beans, to collard greens, potato salad, and sweet dill corn. Stop by for lunch as they have specials Tuesday through Friday from 11 to 2 p.m. That's Soulful Casino, located in Havelock, where every bite you take fills the soul.
Hey, baseball fans, join the Blur Tailgate at Hilton Omaha this June for our 12th annual hospitality event during the College Baseball Championship Series. Book an experience for your clients or employees with an inclusive bar, buffet, TVs, music, and tailgate games. Secure your spot today and let Blur Events take care of all the work so you can enjoy the day. Plus, we're just steps away from Charles Schwab Field. Visit blurevents.com to book your group, buy tickets, or learn about sponsorships. That's blurevents.com, your college baseball and football tailgate destination.
Hey, Husker Nation, Matt Davison here with 1890. It's an exciting time to be a Husker fan, and to keep that momentum going, we need your help. Nebraska's always been a leader in college athletics, and we're doing the same through name, image, and likeness. NIL is a unique opportunity for every Husker fan to have a direct impact on the success of our programs. Through 1890, 100% of your contribution goes to the student athletes. So go to 1890nebraska.com, choose your sport, become a member, and help the Huskers recruit and retain the best. Go Big Red.
You're spending $300 a month. Binge drinking is the most common form of excessive drinking, which costs the United States more than $191 billion each year. By drinking less, you will save $300 a month. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Load up on meat and more this spring at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special through April 30th is buy one, get one free on New York strips, limit 4 per visit. Also 15% off koozie chips and nuts. And don't forget about lunch on Fired Up Friday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Locations at 84th and Havelock and 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
This is area race announcer James Rowland. Join me and Bree Fansteel every Sunday night from 7 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket for The Finish Line, where we cover all things motorsports from local racing to racing around the world. Every Sunday night from 7 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Talking hoops here in hour number 1 of the show. We turn our attention to the NBA in just a second. But Strick, on the text line, Cool Hand Luke asks, will Braxton Mia, if he comes to Nebraska, be maybe the best, truest rim protector since Rich King?
Well, listen, I would beg to differ with, actually, Mikey was probably the best that I've seen. Like, I knew Rich was tremendous, but Mikey was a little bit more aggressive, doggish,
timing,
attacking. But then low key that you just really didn't notice was Vincent. He was next to me, just long. But Mikey was probably the most active that I've, if you came anywhere and he didn't care, and he looked small in frame, but he didn't care. He was gonna go and try to get it, or he would go get it. So yeah, I would probably say Mikey, but
yeah,
I think they're both good. I think they're both tremendous, but I think even stat wise, Mikey ends up surpassing him.
Yeah, the reason I'm not going to throw this guy into the conversation is because completely different position and usage. But Isaiah Roby did average 2 blocks a game his last 2 years at Nebraska,
That's
which at least in terms
too.
of blocks is definitely up there. But definitely not a true 5. It's kind of that small ball 5 or 4. So yeah, I mean, Braxton Mia, again, if he commits to Nebraska, true postman, good timing, good athleticism, good length. So we'll keep our eye on that.
I still like it.
Yeah,
I still like it. If this is was a little uncertain as to kind of what their approaches were. But to me, it's a higher level because of the size.
Yeah.
There's with Amori leaving, obviously Zach Edey leaving, there's no one with that type of size.
No.
Still left. Did Klingon decide to?
He gone.
There's not really many.
And Hawkins is gone.
Kalkbrenner's gone.
Right? Up in the air.
Up in the air?
Alexander is Kalkbrenner still has his decision to make, but today's the deadline.
I like that matchup. I like that matchup with size.
Yeah.
We just even though it was tough, Kalkbrenner's tough because he's just so freaking long. You have to be super physical against him. And I think that's why Derek was effective, because Derek was just like, he just beasted him.
He wasn't scared.
No, but I just don't think that we had, Alec wasn't super physical. I'm looking for somebody just is willing to put body. And in watching Mia's tape, I think he likes to bump and grind. Like the way, he'll get in there and stick a little shoulder on you and lean in on you. I like somebody that likes to, bump and grind. Let's go. Like, let's be physical in the paint. I like that. And I think he has that capability, which I think is pretty much the ideology of the Big Ten now.
Yeah.
That they've kind of gotten a more, we play physical, we play methodical, we play a certain style. Obviously Hoiberg tried to change it, has kind of, shaped it in a different way, which is unique to what the Big Ten normally does, which makes them, pretty tough. But someone with duck in potential, the high-low potential, the roll, he rolls better than anybody on that Nebraska team. Like his screen roll, it puts pressure on you. Like some people screen half roll, some people screen slow roll. He screens hard rolls, gets position to the next guy. Now you've got to make a decision. Then it's high-low, rink. Oh, you don't want to come off this? Boo, eyeball sandwich. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of stuff that they can do with that makeup.
Right. And to your point about him rolling hard, I think his timing on his rolls is pretty good too. He'll wait for that drop man to turn his head to the guard, and then he'll accelerate into the cut quite a bit. It's just that timing that I think goes a long way. Augie asks, doesn't Purdue have another 7-footer on the roster? Well, yeah, it's always their thing, but they don't have another Zach Edey on the roster. And, Purdue deserves the benefit of the doubt with its big men, but who knows?
Their development.
Right. Who knows if this guy's the next Zach Edey or Isaac Haas or Matt Harms, right? Matt Harms didn't really make the same level of impact that even an Isaac Haas did for Purdue. So, yeah, it remains to be seen there. What also remains to be seen, Stricky, the NBA. Who's the star? Who's the face? Who do they need to lean into? Because I think you look at a guy like Anthony Edwards going off, might have left a mark, in the NBA's mind of, hey, he's the guy we want to go in on and mortgage our future on. But right now, Stricky, the game is international. It's been growing for 30 years, and 3 of the top 5 players in the game right now, 4 of the top 5, depending on how you want to count it, are international-born players. What does the NBA need to do? Who do they go in on and why?
This should be Jokic's 4th MVP. I don't care what anybody says. Like, I love what Embiid did. I think he was competitive, but he still wasn't able to do what Jokic did and what he was able to accomplish throughout that. So not even talking about that. I think the NBA they're at a crossroads, right? I think what you have to do now is you have a decision that you're going to have to make. And that decision is going to depend on how, who, and if you're willing to let go of the old guard. Right now, the old guard, all of them are out of the playoffs. Durant, LeBron, Curry. Those were your mega stars, your mega marketing. Their jerseys were flying off the freaking racks. Those are your guys. And you were able to win with them over the last decade. Just the way you were able to promote them, the way they performed, the way all of that, championships, the coming together of Curry and Durant. They was able to win against without Durant. They were able to beat LeBron 3-1. You had great storylines all throughout that decade or a little more, 12 years maybe, where you were able to take advantage of that. Now you're sitting on an NBA deal, TV deal, with controversies that were looming, with really no storylines, with foreigners as your headliner. My thing at this point is Adam Silver needs to make a shift. And here's what's going on, Austin, and I'll try to be brief.
We got time. Flesh it out.
What's happened is because you promoted so heavy in, I've talked about this part, you've promoted so heavy in the person, in the individual, that you've lost other parts of your promotions. Now, some of your best players are in small market teams. You've had your star-laden ones on some of the bigger market teams, some of the most visible marketed teams, but they're not good anymore.
Right.
So now your Wembanyama's, your Jokic, and the one even that you should be promoting is Anthony Edwards now. You had the Ja Morant situation. You had Zion trying to make a comeback, but guess where they all are? Minnesota, Memphis,
New Orleans,
all small market teams.
Yeah.
So you've got to figure out to create a balance of how you can create these. Tatum, he's in a big market. That
hasn't taken the next step.
But he hasn't gone the next step. You've got to figure out how to create these stories again, these matchups again, these rivalries again. You're trying to create it with the Lakers in Denver, and it's not a rivalry. They've domination. Right, domination. It's not a rivalry. So the USA team was an opportunity for you to do it. You missed it. You're still going with the old guard. And you've got Anthony Edwards in there, but there's really
But hey, guess what? Embiid's banged up, and so is Kawhi Leonard now.
And knowing you got Tatum. But again, you don't have enough. You should have Brunson. You should be trying to promote this next group of upcoming cats. That's what you should be trying to do. And I think they missed the mark on that.
So what's the remedy? Is it too late for them to lean into these young guys? Do they need to do that? Or, Strike, do they need to lean into marketing internationally while they have this international crop and then wait for that next American wave to say, hey, what about us? And prove that it deserves to be the face.
That's what I think they need to do. I think you need to lean into Wembanyama. You need to lean, like, look,
Wemby
I don't
versus
care.
Chet.
See, here's the difference between the two. The American kids have grown up in AAU, Instagram, what's the
TikTok?
The TikTok, the and one mixtapes. They've grown up on that. But here's what was said, and I think Stephen A said this. It might have been Stephen A or someone said this. He said, you're talking about a guy who looks like he's a trash man. He sits around and has beer all night. He looks like John Kruk, just but a bigger, like, you know what I'm saying? He's killing you. And there's nothing you can do about it. And one of your faces that came in, and Anthony Davis, who's supposed to be one of the best big men that came in a long time, he's destroying him. So how is it that these types are destroying these players? This is why you have to lean in on it. You need to get them to feel comfortable, because the American kids are comfortable. They've been filming themselves and doing TikToks and growing up and watching mixtapes and cameras all in the gym. So they're used to it, right? The foreign players aren't. So they don't necessarily like to interview. They come across as like not having charisma. They come across as kind of maybe boring. And that's just because they don't care. Like, the media to them is not even a caring moment. And so they kind of look, but you as Alden Silver have to step them up. You have to get them some type of training. You have to say, hey, this is what we need. We need this from you. We need you to be more available. We need you to come alive. Not for us. And I understand your culture may not be, may not fit, but you need for us. In order for us to thrive and survive, you want to continue to make this kind of money, you better you step in and step up. That's what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to get their language, those barriers, have them to be more charismatic. That's going to help.
Find one or two big companies that would market those guys for them, right? You can't just say you have to go do this if you want to be a face, right?
Yeah.
It has to make sense for the players as well, fit with what they want their brand to be. But to that point, Strick.
Because does any of them have a real big shoe deal? Do anyone have a signature shoe?
Giannis.
Right?
And that's it.
That's it.
For all the filming and all the mixtapes and all the self-promotion that goes on in the American AAU circuit and in the American media, I don't know if any of these young guys truly know how to market themselves. And there's a difference, right? I feel like it's a lot being posted for clicks, a lot being posted for views and likes, more so than a legitimate business strategy. That's where, okay, maybe the Americans should have a leg up, but I don't think they do. The foreigners, I think they have it right? They're working. They're working on their games. It's secondary to them. Maybe they need a little bit of a push to open up a little bit, do more interviews like you're saying. But there's just as big of a problem with how the American, younger generation is using media, because they're using it with no purpose. They're using it to use it because it's there when they should have a leg up. Even if they're not as good as the other players, they should be being marketed like it. But Tatum hasn't taken the step yet. Edwards might be starting to. He's been in He's in a movie, which that's a step in the right. That's business, right? Get your face out there so you're recognizable.
Because you have Kevin Porter Jr. type situations,
right?
Right?
80 mil on the table, gone.
Right?
Miles Bridges
and playing in Greece now.
Yeah,
because of just dumb-ish. Right?
Entirely preventable.
That's what I'm saying. It's like they're what's that show? They're the Walking Deading themselves. like they're walking around. They're eating themselves. Right?
And they don't have to.
They don't have to.
No.
It's crazy. It's a crazy thing to me. But okay. I mean, I think the NBA is on the verge of possibly, if they don't do it, they don't shift and they don't figure out how to take advantage of the marketing of these foreigners right now. And I understand it though. It's because of the Dream Team. It's because of Michael Jordan and that group that had to come in because the world was catching up very fast and had to come in and reestablish domination. The league has always been that the American sport is better. So they're more athletic. They're more skilled. So they say. I think it's a mirage. It's a mirror. They're more skilled. This is what they're saying. And they're faster, stronger, all of that. But
more depth of talent.
Jokic is killing you.
Day after day.
Who is he's like a beer drinking, sit on the table, eating potato chips and just watching TV and going out riding horses. And then comes out and plays, not because he's just practicing and doing all these skill development drills. Because somebody said everybody can go out and they can do cone drills and do all these handles. And then at the end of the day, when a body shows up that can actually move in front of you, they ain't ready for that because you've seen a whole bunch of cones. They ain't, so really there's no purpose. There's no development. But guess what they're getting? You're getting a weekend with 21 to 30 games. They're getting practice of 21 out of the week with maybe 1 or 2 games a week. So they're getting development, practicing against each other. They ain't worried about all of that. They're getting developed in the skill set. And then when it's time to play, the game becomes easy to them. That's what that's all Lucas said. Lucas said,
yeah,
playing over here is easy. I mean,
he told you to your face.
He told you right what it was. So
yeah,
they need to do it. If they don't do it, they're gonna miss out on it. This is a crossroad moment for them. Go ahead.
And they have to do it soon because of what you were mentioning in our crossover at the happy hour. the TV deal.
Mm-hmm.
Giannis, Jokic, Embiid, Shea's still young. Those guys aren't old, but they're in their primes right now, except for Shea, who's a little bit before that. The NBA has probably 5 more good years with these guys, if it's lucky. Because here's the thing, Strick. We know Embiid's been injured. Giannis might be more and more susceptible to it. Jokic, his game is probably going to age better than the rest of them, but he's a big man, right? As soon as one little injury happens, it snowballs more for these bigger guys. The NBA has to strike now with this next TV deal and then hope that Wemby stays healthy, Oklahoma City stays developing, that Minnesota, stays good, stays in contention. I think Connolly, as the president, the GM, did some good stuff with Denver. Seems like he set a good foundation there in Minnesota. But you have a 5-year window to prepare that next wave to take over.
No question about it. And if I'm the NBA, I'm trying to extend this to 10. I'm trying to at least get 10 years.
Yeah.
Right? I'm trying to get 10 years with hopefully my next crew of American talent rises up in the 5. Then we can start re-promos in preparation to give our partners what they're hoping for, looking for. Hopefully some storylines will exist. And I wouldn't put it past the NBA to throw this LeBron-Bronny situation out there just to pump up, prop up, and prime, the TV deals and let them get all excited in the back offices. Right. I mean, just with the possibility of historics happening throughout that time. So I don't know. We'll see.
We'll monitor. There are options out there for the NBA. Are they good options? Are they good enough options? Guess we'll see. We know it's good enough for everyone. Buffalo Wings and Rings. We appreciate them. We had a blast being out there for March Madness, the Super Bowl here in these last couple months, 2 Lincoln locations. If you want to check them out with $30 in your pocket, we have $30 to Buffalo Wings and Rings on the line for you in the little game we call the Shootout with Strick. It's 4 questions for him. It's 4 questions for you. Take him on. Call now, 402-464-5685. Use our Honda of Lincoln hotline. Take down the champ next.
Let's get it.
This is Lancaster County Attorney Pat Condon reminding you to vote for my friend and colleague, Carolyn Bozin. Carolyn Bozin is a strong voice for Lincoln who we need representing us in the legislature. Carolyn Bozin voted for historic funding for education to support our schools and for the largest property tax relief package in Nebraska history. Carolyn Bozin is the voice we need representing us in the legislature. This is Lancaster County Attorney Pat Condon. Join me in supporting Carolyn Bozin for legislature on May 14th.
Paid for by Bozin for legislature.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today. If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197. Spring in Nebraska brings green grass and warmer weather, but it also brings severe storms which can cause damage to your home. Meadowlark Exterior specializes in hail, storm, and wind damage restoration, as well as roofing, siding, and gutters for commercial or residential buildings. Meadowlark Exteriors focuses on fine craftsmanship and proves that in their attention to detail. They offer free roof inspections and estimates and insurance claim assistance, serving the Lincoln and Omaha surrounding areas. Call today at 402-875-2956 or go to meadowlarkexteriors.com.
Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for ready-mixed concrete, Husker Concrete, and Beatrice Concrete. Nebco offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for CDL training. Apply today and start your new career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. From Nebco's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Buckle up and hang on. This is going to be a good one.
The fans of Kansas Speedway know how to have a good time. One that celebrates fantastic finishes and family-friendly facilities. Trading paint. We got feuding and tailgating tradition. Burnouts, beer, and barbecue. Oh, it'll for sure be a good time, and you are all invited. NASCAR weekend at Kansas Speedway, May 4th and 5th. Get your tickets now at kansasspeedway.com.
It's the Elway Power Sports Customer Expo, May 10th and 11th. There will be giveaways and free food, half-price tires, and factory rebates as large as $2,500. Used inventory price to sell, parts and accessory specials too. Register for the John Elway football giveaway and get a chance in the money machine with a new vehicle purchase. Factory and aftermarket reps will be on site for the event. The Customer Expo at Elway Power Sports, May 10th and 11th, just south of I-80 on 27th Street.
Okay, it's time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Bleicher and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador. Online at prg-ne.com. Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs. Do you need motivation to get to the gym on the weekend or even in general? Tune into the Movement Hour each Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. Movement Academy owner Robert Kuhlman will host the show as he introduces new ways to stay in shape. The Movement Hour every Saturday morning from 10 to 11 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It's time to play Shootout with Strick. Call now, 464-5685. to take your shot against Erick Strickland. Shootout with Strick. Brought to you by Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Time to play the game!
I don't know if it was a mistake or not, but I showed Rico the questions ahead of time, and Rico has placed his live bet as to Strick's final score. I'm not sure these Thunderbirds are flocking together here, Stricky. That's all I'm going to say.
Rico is a low-key hater.
He says yes. He does not deny. No pushback to Rico on that one.
He said high key.
Through the roof levels of hate.
That's all good.
You're Rico's LeBron.
Well, Rico, listen, I wish I could put this poll out right now, but I'm going to put it to the text line. So I threw this out here, and the hater Rico, he's a big Knicks fan. And I said to him, listen, the Golden State Warriors are about to blow things up. Knicks are playing some great ball, and guess who's not available to them? The Chris Paul of the New York Knicks, which is Julius Randle. Chris Paul, to me, sometimes you have to wonder if he's Jonte Porter, allegedly.
Scott Foster hates Chris Paul. He has a terrible record in games he officiates.
And that's why they put him in those games.
Yeah.
So anyway, but I said, if the Golden State Warriors are going to blow it up, and I know we're about to get to this game, if the Golden State Warriors are going to blow it up, they need to send Draymond Green. I think he would be a good fit for that style, Tibbs type of guy. But Julius Randle, send him over. Let's do a swap. Let's get it cracking. And he said, boo. What do you think? 402-464-5685. Who wins the debate, E. Strick or Garbo Rico.
Ooh, Garbo Rico.
Not Rico Suarez.
Rico El Basuro?
Rico El Basura or La Basura. Yeah, he understands.
He gets it. The Puerto Rican in him. Let's go to the Honda of Lincoln hotline. Let's bring in Dave. How are you this afternoon, Dave?
Oh, I'm here.
Good deal. Hold on the line. We'll get Strick his questions first, and then we will get to you. Husker football related.
Oh, no.
Rack your brain here, Stricky. Your round starts in 3, 2, and 1. He led Nebraska in interceptions last year. Isaac Gifford or Tommy Hill?
Tommy Hill.
Yep. He led Nebraska in receiving touchdowns last year. Thomas Fidone or Jalen Lloyd?
Lloyd.
It was Fidone.
No!
Nebraska defeated them by more points. Northern Illinois or Louisiana Tech?
Louisiana Tech.
Northern Illinois. And he led Nebraska in rushing yards last year. Led Nebraska in rushing yards last year.
Heinrich Harburg.
There you go, Stricky. That's a 3-point round. Okay. Rico's bet didn't hit, though. Rico's bet did not hit.
I should have got those other two.
You could have. That's all right. Dave, 3 to tie, 4 or more to win. You ready for your round?
I'm not happy.
All right. Your round starts here in 3, 2, and 1. He led Nebraska in tackles for loss last year. Nash Hutmaker or Jamari Butler?
Hutmaker.
It was Butler. He had the longest kick return for Nebraska last year. Ramir Johnson or Tommy Hill?
Tommy Hill.
It was Johnson. Nebraska lost to them by more points. Minnesota or Wisconsin?
Wisconsin.
Yep, and he led Nebraska football in receiving yards last year.
Oh.
No, it was not Gabe Irvin. Stricky, I got to get your music pulled up. I am behind. That is on me. I had a good conversation with Rico. Give me a sec here. Do you have a guess, Stricky? Who would have led Nebraska in receiving
yards?
Who do you think it could have been?
Lloyd.
It was not Jalen Lloyd. It was Billy Kemp. Billy Kemp led Nebraska in rushing. Dave, a valiant effort. Try again next time.
Yeah.
Mama, there goes that man. You were even disappointed with yourself, Stricky. You pulled through. You pulled it out.
Yeah! I'm feeling like Terrence Crawford today.
Ooh, there it is.
I feel like the champ. I pulled it out, Austin.
You did it,
I'm on a
Stricky.
streak right now.
I think you are.
Yeah.
But
I'm a tough out. I ain't going out like the bum.
We still got $30 at Buffalo Wings and Rings to give away. Texture number.
What you got?
What's your number, Stricky? Texture number what?
21. No, I'm just playing. Let's go double 11.
11. Texture number 11 with the right answer. Over or under Strick's number. We'll get $30 at Buffalo Wings Rings. Here's the question. How many times did Nebraska football score more than 10 points in a loss last season? How many times did Nebraska football score more than 10 points in a loss last season? Over, under, or push? Strick's number.
3.
Stricky says 3. Over, under, or push. 402-464-5685. Let us know on our starter Heyman text line. We'll be back with more on the block, giving away that $30 to Buffalo Wings and Rings right after the break.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
It's the Elway Power Sports Customer Expo, May 10th and 11th. There will be giveaways and free food, half-price tires, and factory rebates as large as $2,500. Used inventory price to sell, parts and accessory specials too. Register for the John Elway football giveaway and get a chance in the money machine with a new vehicle purchase. Factory and aftermarket reps will be on site for the event. The Customer Expo at Elway Power Sports, May 10th and 11th, just south of I-80 on 27th Street.
Spring sports are here and it's time to upgrade your equipment. But don't go rushing to your big box store. Play It Again Sports is your place to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you're passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives.
Liberty Law Group is committed to the defense of liberty for those accused and the pursuit of justice for those injured. Liberty Law Group's relentless trial attorneys specialize in criminal defense and personal injury law. We believe in treating every client with respect, compassion, and understanding. We know that navigating the legal system is stressful and overwhelming, but Liberty Law Group will carry that burden for you. When you're facing legal issues, make the right call. 877-42-LIBERTY. That's 877-42-LIBERTY.
One action, no matter how small, can have a world of impact on the life of a child. Cedars started because one couple believed that they could provide a child with a better life. And that belief grew into the Cedars that we know today, a powerful force for good that helps thousands of kids across Nebraska. Belief grows.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, initially probably sunny skies and breezy conditions with an afternoon chance of showers and storms. See a high around 80. Tonight, a chance of showers, storms early and mainly clear with a low around 48. And tomorrow, more showers and storms with a high around 69. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
There's more time to save big at Bonzall Pool and Spa with their extended Double the Savings sales event. Now through April 30th, buyers can take advantage of up to $1,500 in savings when they purchase a new hot spring spa. Visit the Bonzall Pool and Spa showroom at 33rd and Pioneers or visit their website at www.bonzallpool.com to learn more about this hot sale. Act now because this offer ends April 30th. Bonzall Pool and Spa, every day made better.
Hey, Husker Nation, Matt Davison here with 1890. It's an exciting time to be a Husker fan, and to keep that momentum going, we need your help. Nebraska has always been a leader in college athletics, and we're doing the same through name, image, and likeness. NIL is a unique opportunity for every Husker fan to have a direct impact on the success of our programs. Through 1890, 100% of your contribution goes to the student athletes. So go to 1890nebraska.com, choose your sport, become a member, and help the Huskers recruit and retain the best. Go Big Red.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard, increase security, and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Erick Strickland.
Strickland for three. And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Presented by NIPCO. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Hour 2 of the show comes your way, brought to you by NEPCO. Really appreciate them sponsoring the show. Their operations span the state of Nebraska and supply the construction industry with the materials needed to construct buildings, streets, and highways. Since 1908, they're a fourth-generation family-owned and operated business with over 1,200 employees and 26 companies throughout Nebraska. Visit nebcoinc.com if you want to learn more about starting your new career with them today. All right.
How does Stricky do? I just want to know, is Stricky still the champ? Did I do something? Am I getting somebody some cashola, some money over to our favorite spot, Buffalo Wings and Rings?
You do be.
Okay. Who did I
What was
hook
your
up?
answer? Let me ask the question. How many times did Nebraska football score more than 10 points in a loss last season?
I said tres. 3 times Carmelo Anthony.
The answer is not over. The answer is not under.
Oh?
What does that mean, Stricky?
Is a push?
Push it to the limit. Push it.
Push it. Push it. If you pushed it, then you hanging with Stricky and you are part of the champ.
58-37.
Yeah.
If you're listening, give us your name. You got 30 days to stop in and claim your $30 to Buffalo Wings and Rings. Can you name those 3 games?
Wisconsin.
Yep. Wisconsin's one of them. Nebraska scored 17 points in that loss.
Michigan State.
Nebraska scored 17 points in that loss.
And Iowa. No, Iowa's 13-10.
Yep.
Rutgers.
Not Rutgers. Colorado. Nebraska scored 14 points
right.
in the loss to Colorado, Stricky.
Dang it, that's right. I was on. Hey, listen, y'all.
You're
Stricky
there.
is on one today, y'all. You better get on. You better get on this this LeBum train and get on this Stricky train.
What we got?
So here's what we got going on. Check it out. This is the second hour of On the Block. Thank you for joining us. Like I said, we are rolling today. We're having a great day. It is Tuesday. I'm not going to be here tomorrow. Unfortunately, I have to have a procedure done. So I'll miss you guys tomorrow, but I'll be back on Thursday. Maybe talking funny, but I'll still be back. But here's the
no funnier than usual.
No funnier than usual. Yeah, still raspy. You'll still get a little bit of the raspiness, but you just won't get the full Monty of the sexiness of this voice, this midnight hour voice. We found you here, Austin Orman on the 1s and 2s. No, I'm just playing.
It's official. Braxton Mia in for Nebraska.
He's in. We good to go, baby.
There we go.
We rolling here, but here we're going to keep it rolling. 3 o'clock hour. We have William Kyle Jr. that's going to be joining us after this segment as well. So stick around for that. I think it's going to be an interesting topic to discuss how parents and, to be able to watch your son or daughter go through this whole process, what it looks like, what it feels like what are the things that you're asking, just a whole bunch of things. We want to get it from a parent's point of view. And so we're going to have him joining us. So here's the deal. With that in mind, though, Austin, we have, the spring game just passed. I personally thought it was good. I thought it was a good showing all the way around.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the staff did a good job. I thought there was some there was a lot of things you got to see. But there was one specific aspect of the scrimmage that everybody and their mama was excited about, and that was Dylan Raiola.
Mm.
How do you feel Nebraska has dealt with, handled, managed the Dylan Raiola arrival, the waiting, and now what it looks like during and now the aftermath of the spring game? What are some of the things that you feel that the Nebraska fans are over, they're overstepping, they're kind of a little bit more Kool-Aid in it or whatever? Or is it kind of right in the sweet spot?
I'm going to speak to this from the aspect of how the Nebraska football program has handled this, because they can only control what they can control, right? The fans are going to interpret, the fans are going to take any bit of information, anything they see, how they're going to take it. I respect and I appreciate the approach Nebraska football has taken with Dylan Raiola. I don't think they've held him back. I don't think that they have limited him, his earning potential or his potential to see the field here. But I also don't think they've put him on a pedestal, set him apart. I think they've made Dylan Raiola earn everything, become part of the team, not become bigger than the team, right? All the headlines from the outside, I mean, obviously within the state because of the legacy connection and the fact that Nebraska is still looking for that, quote unquote, franchise quarterback. Of course, a lot of the conversation is going to focus on him. Even nationally, right? Matt Rule was the story last year, but the story nationally is still, holy cow, Nebraska actually landed a commitment from this kid. And then from the outside, he went 16-22 in his debut with 2 touchdowns, and they were pretty nice passes as well. So all the hype from outside has been focused on Dylan Raiola. But I think that it's not out of control. It's not runaway. And I don't think that's because of, let me rephrase. I don't think it's out of control because people are so out on Nebraska, they're so done with Nebraska. I don't think it's because Dylan Raiola finally showed up. I think that things are under control. I think it's manageable because of how Dylan Raiola has gone about his business. He hasn't been overly self-promotional. Yeah, he's been out at basketball games. He's been, in the public eye. He's been featured pretty heavily in some of these videos, right? The highlight films, the reels from the scrimmages and practices.
Yeah.
It's not like Nebraska's not using Dylan Raiola. They're not sheltering him. They're not holding him back, not keeping him, out of the limelight.
Right.
But Strick, I think that given how the quarterback position was handled last year, with the revolving door, the ups and downs, mostly downs of that position, the assumption from Nebraska fans is that he was going to be the starter. And it just sounded so matter of fact when he came in, right? Without ever having seen him throw a pass in any sort of setting. I think Husker fans think, there's no way he's worse than what they saw last year. And I don't know if the fan base has learned. I don't know if I'm out of touch. But for a guy coming in, being anointed the de facto starter before he ever sets foot on campus, I feel like Husker fans haven't let the hype get out of control. Sure, the Patrick Mahomes comparisons get thrown around out there. I write those off. Whatever. Everyone wants their quarterback to be the next Patrick Mahomes. And it doesn't help that Dylan Raiola is going down to work with Patrick Mahomes' trainer, right? But it hasn't been, we're going to the national championship this year, right? That to me would be out of control expectation. It's not, hey, this kid should have better Heisman odds. That's out of control. It's, hey, he looked as advertised. He looked really good in the spring game. And because of that, we're going back to a bowl game this year, is what Husker fans are telling them. So I think the fans have a more realistic perspective. And I think this coaching staff has done a really good job of handling Dylan Raiola and the expectations around him.
Well said. Good. This is a dual question. One, who was the last quarterback that I think, or that you think, or listeners, 402-464-5685, who was the last quarterback? Because it seems that this is on an even keel about the way that people are handling this, fans. Yes, there's talk, but they're excited. It's just not, it's not overblown. But what quarterback was the last quarterback that you went really overboard upon his arrival, and you're thinking that it was going to take you back to the promised land? Who was that for you? 402-464-5685 on the Sauter Heyman text line. Let me know there. Now, second question. Like when one of the things that I like, and I could be wrong, but I love it when players reinvest themselves. So like they're getting NIL money. There's money there now.
Yeah.
Right. It used to be that with college kids, you used to have to get accepted or brought in or specialized in, or because the NBA, if you were going to work with like, down with Gergovich or somebody that Michael Jordan is working with, if you had to do that, you normally had to pay a premium. But then they would let some college guys would get some invitations. They wouldn't have to pay. You know, it would just kind of be a like wink, wink. When you get there, you know, come back and then you can take care of me type of thing. But now NIL is available. I actually love it that these players, these quarterbacks like Dylan Raiola are putting their resources back into themselves because they never feel that they've arrived. Now, there are some that do, but you can tell with this young man that he hasn't reached a place to where he feels like he's forever learning. He feels like he's continuously trying to get better, wants to get better, and he wants to be great. I mean, you hear it in his speech, but you're seeing in what he's doing, and I like that part about it.
I absolutely do too. Even if Dylan Raiola is not the next Patrick Mahomes, and Rico raised a good point that Patrick Mahomes wasn't Patrick Mahomes in college. But I like him reinvesting into himself and building for the future. But again, even if he's not Patrick Mahomes in college, I like the process of going to the guy who is the best player on the planet right now, his trainer, right? Maybe Dylan Raiola doesn't have the exact same arm talent or the exact same mobility.
It's not Dak
or building
Prescott.
process. That the day we see Dylan Raiola do the Dak Prescott shimmy is the next day.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just saw that picture in my head.
That's the beginning of the end. But it's good process to try to emulate success, right?
Yeah.
Sure, you can say, oh, you're copycatting. Oh, you didn't think of it. You're not creative. But I would rather copy success and then try to take that to the next level than try to come up with a whole new plan on my own just to say I did it on my own. There's a blueprint for success, right? For being a quarterback in the NFL and in college football. And if it's not the big things with Dylan Raiola, like Matt Rule saying, if it's the little things, how many other quarterbacks are consistently thinking about flexibility,
right,
to avoid injury? How many other quarterbacks are thinking about, hey, when they do get hit, how does my body absorb this contact? How do I bounce back? How do I get off the ground? How many other quarterbacks are focusing so much on their fundamental throwing mechanics so when they have to go off script, they can? They don't go off script because they feel like it.
Right.
They do it because they have to, right? Go back and watch the best quarterbacks. They don't let their mechanics slip when they want to. They just make the play in front of them because they have that base to fall back on.
Facts.
I think Dylan Raiola, I think the staff, and I'm going to give Glenn Thomas some credit for this. I don't know how much of a difference, how much of an impact he's made in Dylan Raiola. But again, Strick, this is why I love Matt Rule going and get a guy that not only he's comfortable with, but with NFL experience. Because I'm sure Dylan Raiola, you know, is a confident young man. He looked calm, cool, and collected. You have to have a confidence about you to handle the emotions he said he was handling during the tunnel walk.
And a preparation.
And the preparation. And walk out there and lead a touchdown drive. Your first snaps in front of 60 grand in front of the stadium. But I also am pretty sure Dylan Raiola doesn't think he's had Ben Roethlisberger's career yet, who Glenn Thomas worked with, right? He knows that he's just at the beginning of his journey. At least he's acting like he knows he's at the beginning of his journey. So go get a guy who is trusted with coaching the best of the best and taking them to a next level. That's just a good thought process and a good base to build.
Yeah, that's a fact. It's good. It's been a pleasure to watch. It's something that definitely Husker fans are excited about. It's something that the Husker fans are really looking forward to. And the fall can't arrive too soon. You know, it's going to feel like a dead period, and it is, but it's going to feel just really crazy when you're talking about, you know, waiting period. And then look, we're about to go through another cycle. Shout out to Chief Borders, obviously, who's going to be leaving us. It was good. We had a chance to work with him here. But at the same time, I like that they still have Harburg hanging around. I like that these guys are still hanging around and it stayed around because they want more. Like they, you know, they really want it for the people. You know what I mean? I think it's been a long time since we've seen a staff, an organization that literally, it's not about them. Because, you know, when we had Calhoun come through here, he was so like about him, arrogant, and You know what I mean? And then, others, and even athletic directors, so you have them. It's not really about, but Nebraska has been faithful. I think they've been deserving, the fan base, the people. And now you've got these young men that believe and care about that and want to give that back to them.
Right. And that means there are some tough decisions ahead for these players and the staff, because they've built a culture that's easy to buy into, that you can see a path for not just playing time, but the personal and, football development. And that goes with building the best staff, of having coaches around that care for these young men. It goes to, recruiting the right types of guys that are good teammates, that are fun to be around, that work well together. And I think that's very emblematic, Strick, in the quarterback room, right? You mentioned you're glad Harburg's around. I think so too. If Nebraska was only going into summer ball with Dylan Raiola and Daniel Kalen, that would be a problem, because then Nebraska needs someone out of the portal. But it's hard to find an older guy who's willing to come in and be a backup. Sure, they would, get the token, compete for the starting job, but barring cataclysm, it's Dylan Raiola's job to lose right now.
Yeah.
That's where having a guy like Heinrich Harburg, who understands the reality of the situation, a guy like Daniel Kalen, who committed and stayed committed even after this, and then a guy like Dylan Raiola in the room, where we saw them rotate teams, right? Take reps with the 1s, the 2s, and the 3s.
Yeah.
That's huge, right? Not a one of them got out ahead of themselves and said, no, coach, I can't rotate. I'm better than that. I've proven more than that. I've earned more than that. They were humble. They know that the competition is still ongoing, that there's nothing given and everything earned. And I think Harburg identifies or emblemizes that the best, because he was recruited as a quarterback, then not given a fair shake by previous staffs, and then really thrown into the fire with one offseason really of true full quarterback preparation. We've picked apart the holes in his game enough. Don't want to bash the young man, but it's admirable that he stepped in and did the best he could, and then put his nose right back to the grindstone and got back to work. He did, generally speaking, look better. I think on a number of levels in the spring game.
Facts.
And if he can be the example of, whether or not it's a Nebraska, born student athlete or not, of, hey, this staff will have a clear plan for you. They will find a spot that they think you can be successful, and then they will help you work toward that. Yeah. Give them a shot and trust them. Heinrich Harburg seems to be a well-liked, respected member of the team. If he's the one setting and sending that message for, classes to come, I think that's huge.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Here's some of you guys' comebacks on the text line. Saturday Haven text line, 402-464-5685. Keep them coming. 6537 says, Sam Keller. We're talking about the quarterbacks. The question before is, which quarterback has been overhyped, pretty much given the reins? They came in and they are the MVP. They're basically in some instances overrated. He said Sam Keller. He said not only did he not live up to the expectations, he ruined NCAA football video games. That's hilarious.
Sam's a good one, because he was a transfer from Arizona State, right? Coming in to run that West Coast system with Callahan. Yeah, needless to say, that did not. But I remember being excited about it.
Yeah, no question about it. Let's see.
Jamal Lord.
Jamal Lord ends up being one. Cool Hand Luke says, James and Lincoln says, personally, I haven't felt that about any quarterback in the last 20 years, but for all of Husker Nation, Harrison Beck is what he says. And I think those are the ones that you guys had thrown out there. Yep. Derek in the car also says Beck, Harrison Becky.
That's a highly rated recruit. I don't think he was quite a 5-star, but pretty high 4-star guy. I think from the Carolina area, if I'm not mistaken. Talk about flaming out. Like, dude kind of went off the deep end to some degree. Yeah, he was, I think he would have been, was he pre-Keller or right after Keller? There was an era there. But to me, Strick, the bigger worry is not that these guys are so hyped coming to campus. It's when they have a good freshman year and then don't develop. Taylor Martinez, outstanding freshman year. Same guy, pretty much all the way through his career. Adrian Martinez burst on the scene, of course, had the unfortunate knee injury. Didn't necessarily improve or get better or more consistent. Tommy Armstrong,
I'm not even going to attribute that to him. I'm going to attribute that they did not give him the tool. I mean, the You know, he had the tools, but they didn't give him the help. I don't think they
Right.
had a good quarterback coach or anybody that really take him to another level.
Right. The other one I'll throw out there real quick. 7943 says Patrick O'Brien. Similar era, but different. Tristan Gebbia, part of the Calabrasca movement. You know, Keyshawn Johnson Jr. and Tyjon Lindsey all in that same class coming from Calabasas. That was supposed to be the trio that took Nebraska to the next level, and not one of them did a darn thing in Lincoln. So I would say the most recent example of that kind of pre-hype would be Gebbia for me.
There you go. Well, there it is. We're going to take a quick break, and we have waiting in the waiting room the greatest Allo VIP lounge sitting there waiting on us to pop in. And they are definitely ones for exceptional service with local heart. We appreciate Allo Fiber. And they're setting this up on our behalf. But we're going to have William Kyle Jr., the father of William Kyle III, joining us on the Allo VIP line to talk about what it's like to be in the transfer portal. Stick around. We'll be right back. 937 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. On the block. We'll be right back.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family. And as part of the family, they want to save you money in your meat and groceries. Now through May 5th, enjoy Cinco de Mayo specials. USDA choice skirt or flank steak for $9.99 per pound. Thin slice carne asada, $8.99 per pound. Party-sized Frito-Lays, $3.88 per bag. And 24 packs of Budweiser or Bud Light for just $17.99 each when you buy two. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn. Spring is here. It's time to get back outside and into proper shoes this year. Brown Shoe Fit is the place to buy this spring with their sale on athletic shoes. Get $15 off any regular price athletic shoes with respected brands like Hoka, Brooks, New Balance, and On Running. And don't forget, Browns carries a large arrangement of sizes and widths to fit your feet properly. Start your spring off right at Brown Shoe Fit, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln.
Liberty Law Group is committed to the defense of liberty for those accused and the pursuit of justice for those injured. Liberty Law Group's relentless trial attorneys specialize in criminal defense and personal injury law. We believe in treating every client with respect, compassion, and understanding. We know that navigating the legal system is stressful and overwhelming, but Liberty Law Group will carry that burden for you. When you're facing legal issues, make the right call. 877-42-LIBERTY. That's 877-42-LIBERTY.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
Take your internet service to new levels with Allo, your award-winning internet provider across our fiber hoods. Allo isn't just about the fastest internet available. It's about connecting you to your world, work, and play seamlessly. Our award-winning service ensures affordable, secure, and reliable connectivity, setting us apart. Ready to transform your internet experience? Experience the fiber difference today. Sign up now at allofiber.com. Allo, connecting your world.
Buckle up and hang on. This is going to be a good one.
The fans of Kansas Speedway know how to have a good time. One that celebrates fantastic finishes and family-friendly facilities. Trading paint.
We got feuding
and tailgating tradition. Burnouts, beer, and barbecue. Oh, it'll for sure be a good time, and you are all invited. NASCAR weekend at Kansas Speedway, May 4th and 5th. Get your tickets now at kansasspeedway.com.
Load up on meat and more this spring at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special through April 30th is buy one, get one free on New York strips, limit 4 per visit. Also 15% off koozie chips and nuts. And don't forget about lunch on Fired Up Friday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Locations at 84th and Havelock and 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Hey, Husker Nation, Matt Davison here with 1890. It's an exciting time to be a Husker fan, and to keep that momentum going, we need your help. Nebraska has always been a leader in college athletics, and we're doing the same through name, image, and likeness. NIL is a unique opportunity for every Husker fan to have a direct impact on the success of our programs. Through 1890, 100% of your contribution goes to the student athletes. So go to 1890nebraska.com, choose your sport, become a member, and help the Huskers recruit and retain the best. Go Big Red.
One action, no matter how small, can have a world of impact on the life of a child. Cedar started because one couple believed that they could provide a child with a better life. And that belief grew into the Cedars that we know today, a powerful force for good that helps thousands of kids across Nebraska. Belief grows.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
There he is, joining us on the Allo VIP line. It is my guy, William Kyle Jr. What's going on, my friend? Thank you for joining us on the block today. I know it was rough and tough. We wanted to do this last week, but I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule. And I see you wearing something on your chest that I'm sure you're very excited about, man. And thank you again for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me, bro. How you doing?
Doing wonderful, doing wonderful. Austin is over here. He's going to have a question for you in a minute. But
hey,
listen,
how's it going, man?
Listen, I had the opportunity and the pleasure to, over the course of time to watch your son both in the AAU circuit as well as the time that he spent at Bellevue West, coming in initially as a really raw, skill was still needing to be developed, really slim. A lot of people passed over him, and he still grew. Like, he still had more growth in him, and it just kind of was one of those things that worked the way it did. He ended up choosing to go to South Dakota State, which was the best place for him at the particular time. Got him away from home, got him focused, was able to work, got with a great team, and helped to propel that team to great success. So as you've looked at his progress, what is it that you've seen most about William Kyle, your son, the third? And then we're going to get into the other part, because we're going to talk about just the recruitment of him as well as the next level, jumping into this doggone transfer portal. But what have you seen throughout his progress that has made you as a father just really to feel just excited and you and your wife, you guys have been there throughout this whole journey. Like, what brought you to this as you've watched him progress through?
Yeah. Thank you. First of all, thank you very much, Rick, for having me on the show, man. Greatly appreciate it. Oh man, where do we go? I would say the most thing that I noticed is just his dedication and his discipline, for this craft. As you know, my son, his first love was track and field, and he transitioned to basketball pretty late in the process compared to his peers. And during his sophomore season, he was part of that miraculous championship team, of that COVID night where they were the only team playing in America at the time. And then, as we all know, the world shut down. And within the next few days, he came to me and was like, "Dad, I'm ready to make a transition from track to basketball." And I was devastated. I thought he was going to be a tall Olympian in the 800 meter high jump, So with that said, he knows me, we don't have to do anything in the Kyle family. If we're gonna do something, we're gonna go all in.
Mm-hmm.
So I got him with my brother Greg Hepburn, got him with my brother Mo Williams. Dr. M. Semin was helping him, with some of his strength components, and the world was shut down, and he worked. And when I say he worked. There was nothing else for him to do, so that's all he did was basketball, and some more basketball. So he was late to this process, but through a lot of dedication, a lot of hard work, just a lot of focus to his craft, he's got himself to this point. And to answer your question, that's been the main thing that has stuck out to me. Just his dedication.
Yeah, just been gratifying to watch that. His dedication, his process that he literally honed in on.
Yeah, and like I tell people, especially parents, people don't see, unless you was there from the initial time of all this. They don't see all the work that goes in. Nobody ever gave my son nothing. Everything you see to this day was as a result of his hard work, effort, and the great support system that he has around him. With the brothers that I mentioned earlier. And man, it's absolutely surreal to be in this predicament right now, and for him to have this opportunity.
Predicament's a funny word because he goes from a 0-star recruit out of high school to a 4-star recruit in the transfer portal. How different was it for you and him and your family the first time through when he ends up at South Dakota State to now entering the transfer portal and getting to play for, one of the bluest of blue bloods in UCLA?
You were breaking up a little bit, but if I understood you correctly, you were asking me basically the transition from the initial high school recruiting to now the transfer portal recruiting. Is that correct?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, man, it's a significant difference. I would say, and I like to use this analogy. When it came to the high school process, you can meet the girl or whoever your significant other, you can date, break up, get back together, and through that whole high school recruiting process. With the transfer portal and the opportunity that my son had in front of him, it was a whole different scenario. The sense of urgency at this level, and no disrespect to the mid-major level, because obviously this is still Division I basketball and playing basketball at the highest level, but at the high major level and at this transfer portal, just the urgency and just the now business component of this, because unlike his initial recruiting process, we didn't have the NIL at that time, so just the whole business part of this as well. Was just something to take into consideration with the whole transfer portal. And, my son coming out of high school, and I'm very proud of this when I say this, my son didn't have a half a star coming out of high school. He didn't have no stars coming out of it. And for all this work that he has put in, shout out to Coach Hendo, Brian Peterson, and the whole coaching staff at South Dakota State. They did an awesome, outstanding job with my boy. And through a lot of work, a lot of dedication, he went from no stars to 4 stars, and literally over 50 schools reached out on my son. Wow. And 45 of those were P5, P6, whatever you want to call them. So it was something significant compared to the high school experience.
Just real quick, too, before Strick jumps back in here, South Dakota State seems like a great developmental program. I know it's on to the future, it's on to UCLA, but you think about a guy like Baylor Shireman coming out of Aurora in Nebraska to South Dakota State, going to great. And you think of your son's teammate, Zeke Mayo, now going to Kansas, right? South Dakota State is developing guys in the mid-major level. How important was that for your son, knowing that he was still raw and had a lot of growing to do, to find a program that would, really invest in him and develop him?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's exactly what they did. Like I said earlier, he wasn't a sought after kid. He had a handful of mid-major offers, and they took an opportunity on my son. They brought him in. Coach Hendo was very transparent. He let us know from the jump. His body might not be right. To play at this level right away. They told us initially, we're going to probably be looking at a redshirt scenario. But he got there, he worked, and he worked some more. And unfortunately, his teammate, Luke Apple, got hurt, the senior big. And he was next up. He was next up as a result of the work that he had put in. And so we literally went from a red shirt scenario to him calling me, "Hey, Dad, I'm starting." So
that's beautiful.
I remember that call like yesterday. It was very emotional, it was something else. But I can't say enough about Coach Henderson. I can't say enough about his staff. I can't say enough about how I always knew I knew these were solid gentlemen. I did my due diligence on them, from the get-go. But this whole process solidified the type of men that these folks was.
Awesome.
Of course, they push back. Nobody wants to lose.
Was a lead, right?
Yeah.
After you didn't put in all the time and all the work and gotten where you went, now you want to leave me? Like, I can understand that, right? It's the same thing in relationships.
Yeah, but the way that they handled this, every last one of these gentlemen were a class act. And when William called Coach Hendo in our hotel room to tell him about the UCLA, you could just hear the passion and you could just hear the emotion on his end. So shout out to the whole South Dakota State coaching staff. We had an amazing experience in Brookings, and we love the South Dakota State community.
Dope. Last question I'm going to have for you, Big Will. Listen, I want it from a son's perspective and also from a parent's perspective, because you said something that most individuals won't get to see at a level that you guys, being that you've jumped into a high level top 25 recruiting level as far as transfer portal, and that comes with significant benefits via NIL. When you're looking at it from that standpoint, and it's multiple perspectives, I just want your perspective. As a father, are you listening more intently? Are you making sure the business is right? Is it about the paperwork, or is it about the fit? What is it that you're looking for specifically to your son? Because for some, it's going to be about the fit. For some, it's going to be solely about the paper. For some, it's going to be about the coach. There's going to be different things. But what specifically were you guys in this process, and how did you, as a father, be the helpmeet? Because I'm sure you allowed him to be, because he's a grown man now, you allowed him to be a man. But like, how did you and your wife handle that from your perspective? And then what was some of the things he was asking of you to help in this process?
Yeah, that's an excellent question, Strick. Let me answer it in three ways, because and this kind of aligns with his whole thought process of him getting into the portal. There was three components of this. The first piece is those three letters that you know very well, the NBA. That was his main objective for making this whole move. Was nothing against South Dakota State, but from an exposure standpoint and from a probability standpoint, he had a better chance of reaching his goals of objectives of going to the NBA by going into the portal and going at a higher level. So that's the first piece. And what kind of aligns with that is the fit, you know what I'm saying, that you just mentioned earlier. And there's also a development piece to this as well, because he has some God-given talents that you can't teach.
That's a fact.
Yeah, but there's still, from man, and it's something when I say this, bro. You look at my son, this is his fourth year of playing high-level basketball. I'm going to say that again. This is his fourth year of playing high-level basketball. He's still just scratching the surface. So, so with this transition, there's also the development piece as far as the schools that we were looking at. The second component of this is that the actual exposure. There were so many of these coaches that I talked to, especially on the high major level, that they were just frank and direct with me that they just now heard about my son recently, within the last couple of weeks. And the reason that is because, where he played at. So we needed to get him at a higher level. We need to get him at a bigger level where, you can go to ESPN, you can go to your Foxes, you can go to your various media outlets and be able to see him. So that was the second piece. And then the third component, which is, goes with your question. Hey, all these other young men and women are getting paid. Why can't my son get paid? And that was the mentality that I had, along with myself and his agent. We did some probing, some initial probing to try to get an idea of what his market value was. And in my head, I had an idea of where he was. Let me just tell you, I was initially wrong.
You was on the low side. You was on the low side.
Yeah, I was on the low side. And let me just tell you like this. My son has been blessed. He's been blessed, and we want to do this the right way. He's got an opportunity that a lot of young men and a lot of women haven't got. And he's really been blessed with this whole NIL piece.
Well,
so does that answer your question, bro?
Yes, sir. You was right on point, and I appreciate it, because listen, I'm gonna let you know when we clip this and send this out, because parents are gonna want to hear this. Parents and mothers and fathers and those who are even thinking about considering, all of them don't understand the depths of what you just gave, and I appreciate the knowledge of it. Last thing, he's got 2 years, yeah?
Yep. Yes, sir.
So he's got 2 years. This is this thing, and like you said, high level, but his progression has been step by step, and just continued range is going to be the one thing that's going to get him there. And I'm hopefully that they'll allow, help him in that aspect, because they have like a Jaime Jaquez. Now here's the last question. As you look right now, give me one player or two players that you are looking at to model. Like for me, when I came out, my model was Gary Payton. You know what I'm saying? Because I could post up, I'm going to lock you down. So I would study and watch a lot. I wasn't going to watch Michael Jordan because I couldn't be him. I couldn't jump that high. I couldn't, so I took Gary Payton as a good model for me. For you guys, and where you envision or see that you want him to be, who is one or two players that you're modeling, where he's at now and where you want him to go?
Excellent question. From the conversations that I had with a lot of agents, when we were going through the vetting process of trying to decide who his representation was going to be, the comp that they always came up with, and William even has heard this before from numerous people. They always say Robert Williams is when they look at Robert Williams, they see William being a potential comp for him.
I like it.
I also
now where you want to go, like if he can continue to put in that work, that development, and who would you like him to look like?
He could become a baby KG.
Woo! You wait a minute. I like you. I'm about to kick you off this. I like your mind and where you're thinking. That's what I'm talking about. Okay.
Yeah. We're not just trying to get him to the NBA. We're trying to make a career of this.
Ooh.
And as you know, it's a difference. We want him to have longevity if he's blessed to reach that goal.
Well, I tell you what, he's gonna get a lot of bodies because he's coming into the Big Ten now, baby. They better watch out because he goes to the heavens and he will put you on a poster if you get caught slipping. So I love that about him. Listen, man, go ahead.
And it's still no layups. Hashtag no layups.
Hashtag no layups. Sauter Heyman text line, and you guys better keep that, man. When every time you see or think about UCLA basketball, William Kyle III, think about hashtag no layups. William Kyle Jr., man, thank you so much, Big Will, for tapping in today, man. We have to get you back sometime as we get into the season and talk a little bit more, because now they're in the Big Ten, man, and so it's going to be fun to see them come here. You guys go there. It's going to be a fun trip now.
I'm so excited for this opportunity. Thank you so much for having me, and I'm really, really excited. Really excited for this.
There it is. Listen, we thank you again. That's William Kyle William Kyle Jr. And man, listen, I don't care what anybody says. That's quality information right there.
That was awesome. We just don't get the parents' perspective, right? We do so much projecting into what their experience is. Mm-hmm. So to actually get it from his mouth, and obviously did his due diligence. You can tell the preparation that went into making this decision. It wasn't spur of the moment. It wasn't on a whim, but putting in the legwork to make that right choice, not just for now, for the next 2 years, but like William said, to make a career out of it. I'm impressed.
Yeah, man, that's good stuff. Thank him for joining us again. We'll have him back. And, maybe we'll get another one. I mean, listen, Greg Hepburn Jr. is out there as well. And the crazy thing about that is it could be literally a whole different perspective. Mm-hmm. Like, they're looking for different things, because when Greg Hepburn's son, Chucky Hepburn, jumped into the trend, like, one, it was a wow. Two, then the location. Mm-hmm. So I venture to say that there's probably a whole different perspective on that. And maybe we'll try to get him either on our show or on WTF, one of the two. But we got to make that happen, because I think this is great information to find out and to know.
It is. Don't worry if you missed it. You want to listen back to it. If you have a young student athlete who wants to get ready for the next level, podcast will be up tonight, and we'll make sure we get clips out. There's a lot of good stuff from William Kyle Jr. right there.
Well, there it is. We're going to come back and cross it over. I know we went a little bit long, but that's A-okay. We'll see y'all in a few minutes. Come right back. 937 Ticket.
Spring in Nebraska brings green grass and warmer weather, but it also brings severe storms which can cause damage to your home. Meadowlark Exterior specializes in hail, storm, and wind damage restoration, as well as roofing, siding, and gutters for commercial or residential buildings. Meadowlark Exteriors focuses on fine craftsmanship and proves that in their attention to detail. They offer free roof inspections and estimates and insurance claim assistance, serving the Lincoln and Omaha surrounding areas. Call today at 402-875-2956 or go to meadowlarkexteriors.com.
Hi, I'm Senator Bo Ballard. I was born and raised in Lancaster County, learning the value of hard work and grit at a young age. I built my own company, creating jobs right here in our community. I know that families and businesses in our community need lower taxes, lower cost of healthcare, and a great education. That's why, as your senator, I helped pass the largest tax cut and made the most significant investment in education in Nebraska history and worked to reduce the cost of healthcare. I'm Senator Bo Ballard, and I humbly ask for your vote on May 14th. Paid for by Ballard for Nebraska.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
A tornado watch will be in effect until 10 o'clock tonight with a slight chance of scattered thunderstorms. Better chances will be to the east of the capital city. We'll be looking at a low temp tonight of around 47. A chance of some scattered showers and thunderstorms tomorrow with a high of 69. A better chance of rain moves in tomorrow night with a low of around 56. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
2024 wheat harvest is upon us, agriculture at its finest. Schemper Harvesting is a custom harvesting operation out of Holdridge that is starting to build a crew for the 2024 season that harvests crops from Texas to Montana starting May 15th. Drive trucks from field to market and operate combines and tractors pulling grain carts. Room and board is provided with a competitive wage. Take an adventure and join them for the upcoming harvest and do something others wish they would have done. Call JC at 308-999-2973 or apply online at schemperharvesting.com.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Take your internet service to new levels with Allo, your award-winning internet provider across our fiber hoods. Allo isn't just about the fastest internet available. It's about connecting you to your world, work, and play seamlessly. Our award-winning service ensures affordable, secure, and reliable connectivity, setting us apart. Ready to transform your internet experience? Experience the fiber difference today. Sign up now at allofiber.com. Connecting your world.
Spring sports are here and it's time to upgrade your equipment. But don't go rushing to your big box store. Play It Again Sports is your place to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Buckle up and hang on. This is going to be a good one.
The fans of Kansas Speedway know how to have a good time. One that celebrates fantastic finishes and family-friendly facilities. Trading paint.
We've got feuding
and tailgating tradition. Burnouts, beer, and barbecue. Oh, it'll for sure be a good time, and you are all invited. NASCAR weekend at Kansas Speedway, May 4th and 5th. Get your tickets now at kansasspeedway.com.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're wrapping up On the Block. Austin Norman, Erick Strickland with you, joined by boss man DP on the far side of the screen. Welcome in, DP.
What's happening, gentlemen?
We just had a great conversation with William Kyle Jr. Stricky, thank you for getting that lined up. That was phenomenal.
Yeah, I thought it was an important time to hear that, because it was, we wanted to do it last week. It was hectic for him because he was right in the middle of the hot box of the whole process of dealing with and talking to. I mean, he said 50
45 or 46 Power 6
programs. And out of 50, we're all talking like language. So what do you go through? What do you deal with? How do you sift through all of that, and not get caught up in anything? And he was able to give us some great knowledge. So it was good to have. A lot of kids are going through this process probably more than what you would know or expect. And it's changing continuously.
The programs are changing too. Like that's the part that we think that the universities in play, that the executives in play, the staff in play, are going through a thing with a different level of transparency and a different level of competition than they've ever dealt with before. This is all new space to them. Like we like to think that these conversations have been had all along. No, they're different conversations now because one, digital tracking cleans up a lot of stuff. See, if you text somebody an offer, or at least what you're considering, and they screen grab it, they hold it, the moment that's it's out there.
Mm-hmm.
And to know that the real aces of this thing, whether it be on the parent side, player side, or administrative side, are keeping track of that stuff. And you have to know what you're telling people. You have to know. Austin has to know what Strick promised to know what DP promised so that we can go down the street and negotiate with the folks down the street. That's what's happening. People, to one, show who they really are. Two, tell me what your priority is. Tell me what your priority is. Why you want to
come here?
Like, why are you talking to me?
Mm-hmm.
Right? If you're not getting what you were promised, that's one thing. If you're not getting what you were told, you're not getting opportunity, not getting respect, you're not getting heard, you're not being seen.
You want to go to the NBA.
Right.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Everybody has to become more transparent right now.
Mm-hmm.
And the people that will have the most success are the people who are willing to share who they are and what they're doing. Like that's how it's going to advance.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big thing going down the road. Again, UCLA, USC, Oregon, Washington being in the pool changes the pool. You got some sharks in the water now.
You got some Ducks, some Trojans, some Bruins,
you
some
got
Huskies
some,
in the water now.
Right. And some people are already comfortable doing this kind of work. Look, the Pac-10, the Big Ten, SEC, ACC, 70 deep. Everybody's in the pool for Division I Power 5 talent. And no matter how secure you think you are with the person or the school, you're about to find out. You're about to find out how he gave one. It mattered. It lands harder because he's from Nebraska and he can say, you know what,
this is what my young man went through. This is what my family went through. Here's what we're being told. And no matter who's on the outside of that, you can't devalue their experience. And you can't make their experience your experience.
Right.
He went through some stuff. And to end up at UCLA, understand, as you say, if 46 heavyweights are standing outside your door in your front yard, you hear different. You hear different. It was like, wait a minute. Well, pardon me? What'd you say? Hey, did you hear what he just said? Let me make sure I just heard what I just heard over here.
Yeah.
The game has changed, and folks are going to have to be transparent in how they do business.
No doubt about it. Check this out. As you look at the landscape now of the transfer portal NIL, who do you think has it worse? Lower tier power 5 schools or not FCS? Well, in football,
like
FCS
the group of 5
or group of 5 or your mid majors. Like, who has it worse? Like, just an opinion, because what I'm saying is, it's like you have a girlfriend that you've dated in high school, right? You guys have both measured each other up, made each other better, helped each other to develop. Maybe your dress code was off.
Yeah.
She kind of gave you a little, there's something you guys get, but then all of a sudden you get into college and she's looking at Tyrone or at Bob down the street.
Yeah.
And she called Tyrone. They looking at them down the street, but wait a minute now. I helped build you up. Now you want to bail on me? You want to leave? I thought we was going down the aisle and jumping the broom.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, who experiences that process worse? FCS or mid majors or lower tier power 5s?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think in basketball, it's definitely all those, because guys go there, they develop, they get way more playing time than they would if they went power 5. So they get better. Then they become a better product than, say, like Eli Rice or somebody like that, because you've seen them do it. And they, whether it's Kyle or somebody like, or Frankie Fiddler, where, look, you've seen them do it against good enough competition where you can come in and play a bigger role at a power 5. So it hurts those coaches, but it helps the players. And then it helps for players to go from a Division II up to like a mid-major, and then they continue to work themselves up. That helps them out a lot. I mean, and then football, you might see it, but it's more, it's really, you're going to get a guy to transfer from a pit or something like that. Now, the 2 guys that went first and second round from Florida State, one was from Albany, that's Verse, and then the other one was from Western Michigan. And that's that was the big defensive tackle.
What about Latu? Didn't he transfer?
Washington.
He came from Washington to UCLA.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
go ahead.
So
already got a horseshoe on his arm, by the way. So I'm in love.
So it's it just kind of depends on the sport. I mean, I think at the end of the day, it's a business. It can't be one-sided. You cannot be sitting up here getting your feelings hurt.
Yeah.
People are going to do people got choices. You're going to do it. Like,
coaches are going to do it.
Players are going to do it. Players can come. Look, if you're getting more money going somewhere, then you can't expect them to come.
Everybody's going to do it, but not, why can't the player?
Well, if I can go get X amount of dollars at another school that I don't even really have any, like,
real
I'm just going right.
Mm-hmm.
You can't expect them to come to Nebraska and take less.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just kind of
okay.
To each their own.
And that's what I really liked about what Mr. Kyle had to say, was that it was a 3-part plan, right? It was the development, it was the future looking part of it, but then also it was the present. They never expected, he never expected that in his own words. He was on the low end of gauging the market. He had no idea that his young man's services could be worth that amount of money today.
Yeah.
It's dumb to pass that up, but that's why I appreciate their approach, because it wasn't just about that. It was the combination of what can we get now and how does this program help us and help my son, he said, accomplish his goals for the future. It all tied together.
Yeah, you got to be realistic about your goals, man. I mean, everybody gets enamored with the draft that we just have in football. They'll have a draft with the NBA. Going and playing professional sports is not easy.
Yeah.
And now you find a way to start again. You're going to have to start. You might have to start the process over. You might have to go play over in Europe. You might have to play in the D League. You might have to get your opportunity, and then you might have a coach that goes up and levels up and like, man, I remember E. Strick when he played for me at so and so stop. I'm bringing him with me to give him a shot, and that's how you make your way. I think if you have just kind of a non-emotional attached to it, it'll be a lot easier process to it.
Okay, last thing before we turn it over to old school. DP, throw this at you. With what you've seen now in the NBA, there's something that's happening. One, you have a new TV deal that's on the way. And two, some of your best players right now are in the foreign, part of their culture, right? Opportunities is needed. Opportunities have been missed because your best of what you've promoted over the years is now sitting on the sideline, 1, 2, 3, Cancun. Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, LeBron James. Where do you go from here as you're sitting on the verge of it? What are you looking to? And are they at the crossroads now of having to go to another level of promotion and do it with what you got working right now if you want to land the money? Or do you still try to stick with the plan, the old way, to keep it rolling? How would you do it if you was Adam Silver?
I'm old enough to remember the transition from Wilt Russell to the next phase of Pearl and Clyde Frazier to Dave Cowens, John Havlicek, to Dr. J and the ABA, to Magic and Bird, to post-Jordan, Akeem, Ewing, and then the fear that they weren't going to have anything beyond Stockton Malone. They're never going to have that again, so that brand of it doesn't work. It evolves. It naturally evolves. They listen to fans. Talent is talent. You went global for a reason, not just global money, but global talent. You went over and you decided, you know what? Arvydas Sabonis, Marciulionis, there's a whole train of players that you went to go get. Well, you got them for that very reason. That's without them, there's no Dirk. Without Dirk, there's no, Doncic. There's no Joker. They've evolved. They will evolve. The European aspect of it is only new to people who are new to the game. The game itself evolves. More access, more exposure. It's a global brand now. It's not a national brand. It's a global brand. So anywhere talent is from, there are people willing to spend money for it. We know that because if Casey lands in Lincoln, Nebraska and makes it effective, then anybody can land in Lincoln, Nebraska and make it effective. It's not about anything. If you can ball don't lie. It shows up in the account later on. That's just what it is.
Strick, you really think them dudes are dominating the league?
Who?
Who do you think the best player in the league is?
Right now, so
I'm asking.
I think Joker is right now.
Okay, besides Joker.
I think probably you're looking at Doncic or Shea.
So where's that? Hold on.
And then Giannis.
Hold on. You don't think Anthony Edwards is
I think Anthony Edwards is definitely in
top
the top
4
10
players. So it's
those guys. He's not the top player right now.
No, but he's top 5. Okay, so those
and
guys.
That's what I'm saying.
Those guys
are
Austin.
They're great. They're great pieces, right? Shea's he's North American. He's U.S. right? I mean, he's from Canada. I mean, let's be honest. Somebody got lost up there, and then they had a little good time. And let's be saying with Jamal Murray. You know what I'm saying, Strick? That's factual.
And he banged on you. He put your boy in the rim and did your boy like this.
So factual.
He did your boy tell truth.
So Jamal Murray is factual. Somebody went up there and had a good time, so that's where they came with some cause. So actually, I'm talking straight to you, right here. Lean over here. I'm talking straight to you. Okay, then. So at the end of the day,
people that live up in Montreal, Minnesota, Milwaukee, Detroit,
Doncic and all them are great pieces, man. But these dudes, until you start winning some championships, I ain't hearing it.
Well, shoot, Joker should have 4 straight. I don't care what you say.
Right, I agree with you.
4 straight. But we also know that all the young talent had one.
Right,
they had one. So whatever we giving them, you got to offer to everybody.
They have to force their moment or wait their turn.
Yeah,
it's a thing. Let it I'm a member of let it play out. Let it play out.
It's hard to put your hat on those guys because once Joker's gone, Joker's gone. You ain't gonna see him in the training camp. It's hard to do that.
It's hard.
It's because if you're gonna be the face, think about who DP talked about. All the Dr. J, MJ, Kobe, LeBron. They're here.
Dirk even changed his mindset and came here.
Right. They're at the Emmys.
Initially, but they still go back.
They're at the Grammys. They're there. Yeah. So when they're doing all this stuff, they're promoting the NBA. When you're off riding horses and what you being a little, was he from Estonia or somewhere? Serbia gangsters. Like that ain't working. That's not marketable.
I get it.
Well, but we can go look at there's old money and there's new money.
Look, hold on, man. We gotta give credit to my man. Look at that swag right there.
Step with
yes, sir. My man has put 8,000 steps on. I saw him at 8 o'clock this morning.
Right? He listens to Kurt Franklin and walking in his church shoes.
That man,
brother right there.
Yeah, that brother has the sound.
Soul is worn out right now.
He has the sounds of blackness on that bad boy for video.
He optimistic and getting his steps.
Yeah. And then he had he got Silent Night on there too.
No, he got that song Far Away From Here.
Yeah.
Kendrick. He got that Kendrick on.
My man, if you talk about that brother enjoying the vitamin D outside, you can't tell him Nathan.
Nothing. Good stuff today, man.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
What's coming up on Old School real quick?
We're gonna talk about the transfer portal. I mean, it's we got 24 hours. Do they got to midnight?
Midnight.
Okay, you got to midnight. That's like having a ticket on hold. You know what you got, right? You got to midnight. We'll see what happens, what it means, and will it ever slow down? We'll talk about NBA Finals. What will the Lakers do? What would they don't do? I wanted to ask Strick, but I'm gonna ask DP. I've never seen a player like D'Angelo Russell talk in the third person. I've never seen that when you were that bad.
Wow.
But that's just where you're at. You know, somebody's going to be taking, for the banana in the tailpipe.
Somewhere.
And we got some NFL news. We're going to just touch on the draft. We're going to say who had the best draft, who's going to be the best player, and
Nebraska signed the update.
Who had the worst pick. I'm going to clown it. I'm one of my favorite owners. I got to clown you. I got to clown you.
Braxton Mayer joining the Huskers. Big fella in the middle. But Old School's next. We're out till tomorrow. You won't see me, but you're going to see him. Got to get that surgery. Peace. We're out of here.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings